Every perspective is a sacred perspective. Even if your perspective is none of our perspectives or sacred perspectives, that's a sacred perspective. Even if your perspective is the exact opposite of my perspective, it's a sacred perspective. When someone is having a human experience, that experience on some level is set as legitimate and sacred within its step, and that cannot cease to be special. Even the people you hate, the journey of human perception is undoubtedly legitimate whether we can see through their lenses. The rapists, the racists, the murderers, the collections of undesirables were compelled by real feelings and real perceptions that should be held as instrumental to valuing our understanding of the human journey in all of itself, but you condemning their perspective is equally as special. This is not a song to disarm you from judging perspectives. It is so you always serve as a steward of your perspective. Only when you find the legitimacy of your own perspective can you have the esteem to show empathy through a healthy perspective. But pretending I'm okay and you're okay if that's not what you feel does you no favors but makes you delegitimize your real perspective as not something to seal as valid. Then you have the gun at your head, undoing the words you said, questioning every piece of your heart that's bled. My art is not meant to be a walk in the park, the perfect representation of health that'll never harm you, the listener, that you'll always be safe in experiencing. That sounds a fine way to be, but that wouldn't be me. And as cliche as it might sound, being able to really leave my truest feelings from moment to moment in this space is a thing that in my underfulfilled, no community having experience I need. What keeps me alive is the drive in me to see my human experience as being of the utmost validity. And if you begin to convince me that my human experience shouldn't be regarded as valid, it's when I can't guarantee my safety. You'd be killing off the piece of me that's protected me through the worst of it. And while I want to reach the point where I can empathize with something that might be on the opposite side of my view while simultaneously cherishing my version of events, if my version of events feels threatened, that tells me I don't already feel secure in valuing my perception of them. Which means I ought be protective of my sense. And that's how I intend to operate no matter any of the world's attempt to rein me in. I would cherish every one of my truths even if that made the whole world suffer and turn on me. What good is a world that would accept me if it hinges on me not accepting myself until I'm set in doubting the value of every thought in my head? Like the human experience should just perish to the wind instead. Now, if that's the way you intend to live your life, that's alright, but I'd walk my path alone before discounting the only thing that I can be certain to have, which is my perception. And if that's kept safe in time, I can make my way to the next lesson.